Alright, so welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be working on this really weird 2662 locomotive. So, let's take it over to the track and see how it runs as of now. Alright, so I've got our 2662 set up on the track, so as of now, here's how it runs. It's not all that bad, but it is pretty slow. I'm assuming it's by design since it's, a logging engine. It's a bit loud too. So, might not need that much work, but cleaning it up can't hurt. So let's take it back over to the bench. And just of note, I'm going to clean off the shell and tender, since they're pretty dirty first. So I'll have it, just the chassis, when we get back to the workbench. So I'll cut to once I've got all this cleaned up. The first thing I can do, I'm just going to remove one brush, if I can. Might not actually be able to get it fully out, maybe just to there. I'm gonna, again, do what I did on the Tyco 060, use a little bit of rubbing alcohol on the commutator. Alright, so the video cut out for a little bit, but I did get the commutator all cleaned and ready, so that is good now. I don't know exactly how to get these little plates off. I'm wondering if it's only held in by this trailing truck screw or something else. I'm just going to try removing a lot of this. If not, I'll just put most of it back later. Can't exactly figure out what holds what on. There we go. Swing that out of my way. And screw that back in. I don't know what exactly that would unscrew, but probably better to leave it in place. So now we can get this whole drive area cleaned off. It should be the exact same process on the other side, so after I'll do this, I'll put it into a time lapse. But yeah, it's a really weird engine, especially, I wasn't expecting this to be exactly as it was, so, yeah, it's a really weird thing. Wasn't expecting brass trains, well, the chassis at least, to behave like this. So it'll be interesting to see if cleaning this up will actually make it run any better at all. I am also seeing that before we test run it, I will absolutely need to clean these wheels because they're a disaster. Really hard to get this worm gear for some reason. I don't understand why. I'll do the best I can on that. And there's these bearings. It's a really weird design. Oh, I think I can lift this up enough to get into those bearings. Wait it back in yet. Yeah, next up I've got the axles and this one gear to clean. Glad that I came in here and cleaned this engine up. Another Q-tip on that gear again. Not actually 100% sure on how exactly this picks up power. If I want to get this back in, this valve gear is going to be annoying to deal with. There we go. attempt to re-quarter these. And I've also got to do this side. Not the biggest fan. There we go. I'm working on steam engines just because of that for the most part. Now that those are mostly back in line, I'm going to put some fresh oil and grease, on this gear here and this one. If I can get some of it out. Oil up all these little bearings here. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm not the biggest fan of working on steam engines, mostly because of their quartering related stuff. Yeah, this little gear, running rod, or whatever you want to call this here. There we go. Bit of a pain. Now I've got to do it on the other side again, before we can get these wheels back in place. There we go. And now that I've done that side, this one's come undone. But yeah, these little valve gears bits are my least favorite part of working on steam engines. There we go. There we go. Now, before I actually put that plate on, try and work some of this in here by hand a little bit. Now we can put this one little plate back on here. I believe all that was actually holding it in is this little screw here. And we've got this. And I think I've got to try and get this tube back in place. I'm going to oil some of these little joints. Yeah, I'm going to try and hand turn this bit over. I think that's all good. I'm going to turn this onto a time lapse and we'll do the rear truck. So now all we have left is just some of the little joints to oil. Then we can put the shell back on, which I will do on camera because now it is dry. Then after that, we will go over to the track and see how this thing runs. So we just got to get some oil on some of these drive rods on the side here. Alright, so I'm going to clean these wheels, and then we'll take this over to the track, see how it runs. Alright, so I've got our engine all set up on the track and cleaned up. I'm assuming, just based off cleaning the wheels, that it'll run about at the same speed, but just a bit smoother and quieter. So let's see. Backwards. It's still a really slow runner, but it is running pretty smooth. I did also off-camera adjust that one weird drive spring because it was causing this to stall a little bit, so I gave it a bit more tension, and it's made it run much smoother. So backwards. Which, if it was a mainline engine, the speed wouldn't be very good, but since it's based off a logging engine, I'm content with it. So yes, thanks for watching, and go check out another video.